Hello, I'm Danielle Johnson. I'm here to watch Patrick Johnson give his persuasive speech.
Hello, my name is Patrick Johnson, and I'm here today to talk to you about preventing teenagers from drinking and driving. Did you know that alcohol-related car crashes kill someone every 30 minutes and injure someone every 2 minutes? Teenage drunk driving has become more of an issue. As days go on, you must take the responsible approach to ensure you will not play into a statistic. Peer pressure is one of the leading causes for most teenage drinking and driving incidents. As a teenager, you must be responsible for your actions and be a deterrent of others making such fatal mistakes. As a teenager, you must educate yourself in a way that will prevent such negative behavior from happening. Now that you know what we'll be talking about, let me highlight some of the things that we're going to be discussing. The first one, drunk driving statistics for the United States, solutions to prevent teenagers from drunken driving, and other effects of alcohol consumption by teenagers. Now that you know what we're going to be talking about, let's talk about our first key point, which is drunk driving statistics for the United States. Drunk driving is the leading criminal cause of deaths in the United States. More than 17,000 people are the victims of drunk driving accidents every year. In 2007, drivers between the ages of 16 and 20 were involved in 1,719 drunken driving accidents. Now, you may say, hey, that's a small number. However, it's really not when you start talking about the age frame that we're looking at, the teenagers. The average age of teens that experiment with alcohol. Statistics show 1 of every 10 teens between the ages of 12 and 13 drink alcohol at least once a month. The same teenagers receive a driver's license on an average when they turn 16. Now let's back up for a second. Statistics show 1 of every 10 teens between the age of 12 and 13 consume alcohol at least once a month. Who thinks that's strange? I do. We have to take a stance to make sure that those individuals at such young age are being fostered and being provided with the correct education to let them know what alcohol can do to them. Statistics shows that these same teens that consumed alcohol once continue to drink several times a month. With the same teens, there are alcohol-related incidents that occur. Now that we know the few statistics on teenage drunk driving, let's talk about some of the solutions to prevent it. Solutions to prevent teens from drunk driving. Expanded alcohol server training programs. Now, I know that different states, as well as the government, we all have different laws, depending on what state you live in. However, for the most part, everyone's on the same track of thinking. We must ensure that those individuals that are business owners of establishments that sell alcohol, as well as those liquor stores that sell alcohol, we must ensure that they're educated and provided the right amount of training to prevent such things happening as selling to teenagers, to minors. Requiring every state to provide adequate information on alcohol and driving to prospective drivers and adequate testing them on the subject in their driver's license or driver's exam. Okay, as students, you have what we call driver's improvement. Now, in those classes, we need to make sure that we're educating yourself, the teenagers population, with the proper information they need to know about what alcohol can do to them, how it impairs the ability for them to be able to drive in a safe manner. We also need to test this same thing when they go and get their license for the first time. We need to make sure they have a clear understanding of how important it is for them to not drink and drive, and the importance in general, even when they grow out of their teenage career or teenage life. We need to make sure that they know how serious this is. Now that we talked about a couple of different preventions, let's talk about the other effects that alcohol consumption by teenagers can have on them. What are the effects? Studies have proven that relationships between binge drinking and grades, that 2/3 of the students with mostly A's are non-drinkers, while nearly half of the students with mostly D's and F's report binge drinking. So, does that mean if you're getting D's and F's that you are a drinker, or a binge drinker I should say? No. That means you need to study more. However, if you do drink, let me tell you, you might want to stop, because this could affect you in the long run. I want you to visualize something. As a teenager, you may be faced with many challenges of doing the right thing or fitting in with the crowd. Imagine if you choose to do the right thing and say no to drinking and driving. You have many great opportunities ahead, and say that you choose to fit in with the crowd and are faced with drinking and driving, you are taking the risk of minimizing your opportunities in the future. So now, with that said, I challenge you. I challenge each and every teen in the United States to take a stance against drunk driving as a teenager and as an adult, and educate them in a way that will be a deterrent against the choice of drinking and driving. Now today we have talked about teenage drunk driving and alcohol use. We talked about statistics in the United States of drunk driving, the average age of teens that experiment with alcohol, as well as solutions to prevent teenage drunk driving and other effects of alcohol consumption by teenagers. Before you consider putting your future in jeopardy, stop and think of all the adverse effects that it could take on your future. Stop teenage drunk driving and alcohol abuse. Thank you for your time. Take care.